Have you ever reached a moment in life where everything looks successful from the outside, but behind closed doors something feels painfully missing? Tonight we're talking about a Coronation Street legend who has spent decades making viewers smile. A man millions recognize instantly. A man who appears to have it all. Yet according to those closest to him, he may be going through one of the most emotionally difficult chapters of his life. Because while Tyrone Dobbs has survived countless relationship dramas on the cobbles, Alan Halsall's real-life love story has taken another heartbreaking turn. And some of his friends are becoming genuinely concerned. Welcome back to Coronation Street Update. And tonight, we're looking inside the emotional reality behind Alan Halsall's latest split. A story that isn't about villains. It isn't about murder mysteries. It isn't about shocking betrayals. It's about something many people fear even more. Loneliness. The kind that quietly arrives when life doesn't turn out the way you imagined. And that's where this story begins. For more than 25 years, Alan Halsall has been one of Coronation Street's most beloved faces. Viewers have watched him grow up on screen. They've seen Tyrone endure heartbreak, marriage struggles, family crises, painful breakups, and countless emotional battles. But recently it appears life may be imitating art. Just days ago, reports emerged that Alan and girlfriend Ellie Dolan had ended their relationship after around a year together. For many celebrities, a breakup becomes a brief headline before the world moves on. But according to sources close to Alan, this one has hit differently. This one has hit hard. And what happens next is heartbreaking. Insiders claim the actor has been struggling with the emotional aftermath. Not simply because the relationship ended, but because of what the breakup represents. The passing of time, changing expectations, and the painful gap between the life you imagined and the life you actually have. At 43 years old, Alan is reportedly facing questions many people eventually confront. Questions that can't be answered with fame. Questions that can't be solved with money. Questions that keep people awake at night. Am I where I thought I'd be? Did I miss my chance? Will I find lasting happiness? Those questions can be devastating, especially after another relationship comes to an end. But then everything changes. Because this isn't happening in isolation. At almost the exact same time Alan is dealing with heartbreak, his ex-wife Lucy Jo Hudson is celebrating a major life milestone. An engagement. A new future. A wedding to plan. A fresh chapter. And while Alan and Lucy Jo reportedly remain on good terms, human emotions are rarely that simple. Seeing someone you once shared your life with moving forward can trigger complicated feelings. Not jealousy. Not resentment. But reflection. Reflection can be powerful. And sometimes painful. Because it forces people to look inward. To revisit old hopes. Old dreams. Old expectations. And suddenly, the life you thought you would have looks very different from the one standing in front of you. That's a difficult emotional crossroads for anyone. Celebrity or not. And that's where the psychology of this story becomes fascinating. Sources suggest that Alan's friends have privately joked that his love life feels cursed. Of course, nobody literally believes that. But beneath the joke lies a deeper concern. A pattern. A cycle. One that keeps repeating. Relationships begin. Hope returns. The future looks bright. Then somehow things fall apart again. And each ending becomes heavier than the last. Because every breakup carries the weight of the previous one. Every disappointment leaves a mark. Every goodbye becomes harder to ignore. And that may be why friends are reportedly urging Alan to take a different approach moving forward. Not rush. Not force anything. Not immediately search for the next chapter. They said, pause. Reflect. Heal. Because sometimes the hardest thing isn't finding someone new. Sometimes it's learning how to be comfortable with yourself again. And that may be the real battle unfolding here. A battle no cameras can capture. A battle fought in silence. Away from television sets. Away from red carpets. Away from public attention. And that's when things take a darker turn. Because sources claim Alan has lost his sparkle. Lost his smile. Those are powerful words. Not because they suggest permanent sadness, but because they reveal how visible emotional pain can become to the people who know us best. Friends notice. Family notices. People who genuinely care notice. Sometimes before we do. The good news? These moments don't last forever. Heartbreak feels permanent while you're living through it. But history often tells a different story. The strongest recoveries frequently begin during the darkest chapters. The moments when people feel most lost, most uncertain, most vulnerable. And perhaps that's why this story resonates so strongly. Because it isn't really about celebrity relationships. It's about human relationships. It's about expectations, timing, love, loss, and the uncomfortable reality that life rarely follows the script we write for ourselves. Looking ahead, many fans will undoubtedly be wondering what comes next. Will Alan eventually find lasting happiness again? Will this period of reflection lead to personal growth? Could stepping away from relationships for a while ultimately prove to be the healthiest decision he's made in years? Or might this heartbreak become the catalyst for a completely new chapter? Right now, nobody knows. But one thing feels certain. This story isn't about endings. It's about crossroads. And sometimes crossroads become the beginning of something unexpected. Perhaps even something better. As always, we'll continue following the latest developments. But for now, Alan's supporters are simply hoping to see that familiar smile return. The smile that viewers have watched for decades. The smile friends say has faded. The smile everyone hopes comes back stronger than ever. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Coronation Street news, updates, and emotional stories. This is Coronation Street Update. And we'll see you in the next one.